Hello everyone, welcome to our art class. This is your teacher, Miss Thea G. Vasquez. Enjoy the lesson! As a guide to the multiple intelligences we will use for this discussion, these small icons that you will find in the upper part of the presentations are indications that our activities, tasks, or discussions will shape your naturalist intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, verbal linguistic intelligence, musical intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, and of course, your visual spatial intelligence. Hello everyone, let us unlock today's lesson by observing these clips. Observe these videos. Can you tell what do we call this kind of paper craft? Have you tried this before? That's correct. We call it origami. What kind of origami did you make before? But what do you think is the important process that we have to do in making an origami? That's right, it is folding. Because origami is the Japanese art of paper folding to create decorative shapes and figures. Did you know that folding is also an important procedure in our activity? You have a used t-shirt? Instead of throwing it, let us try to reuse it by designing it. Let us now apply the process of folding in designing your t-shirt. But do you have an idea what do we call this process? That's right, we call it tie-dye. What is tie-dye? Tie-dyeing is a technique for dyeing natural fabrics that results in interesting colorful patterns. You need to fold, crumple, or pleat the fabric, then tie and dye it. Let us find out what are the materials to be used for tie-dyeing. Take note that there are other materials that you may use in doing this activity. You may use alternatives if you don't have some of it. Let us find out what are the materials for tie-dye. If you have an old plain white or light colored t-shirt, it is best to use it in doing the tie-dye. Dye colors are used to color the fabric. There are some dye colors that needs to be mixed with warm water, while some will require to use cold water. Wear gloves as you do the tie-dye. This is important because it will protect your hands from stains or skin irritations. Rubber bands. This is also important because it helps you to tie your t-shirt as it holds the folds. You can use thick or thin or both. Wear your apron. Just like in printmaking, this will keep your clothes clean as you do the tie-dye. Squeeze bottles. This is where you will mix the water and the dye, so keep it tightly closed after shaking it. You may also use plastic bottles or any recycled bottles. Just be sure the dye colors will not leak from it. The amount of water you put in the dye will show the value. It is the lightness and darkness of a color. If you put more water, the color will be lighter. If you put less water, the color will be stronger. Here are the other materials that you can use: large containers, plastic bag, and wire rack. There are many ways to color your folded t-shirt, and in order to do tie-dye, others use containers and just simply soak the t-shirt, but this is only applicable for 1 to 2 colors. It is best to use squeeze bottles to color the t-shirt if you wish to make it more colorful. Try it! Now that you are able to identify the materials to be used for tie-dye, let us find out what are the procedures in doing it. The process of tie-dyeing. Remember these basic steps. It will help you to make your tie-dye. Preparation. Prepare all the needed materials. Make sure to complete it before you start. Prepare your working area as well. Folding. Fold your t-shirt with your desired pattern. Fold it properly. Later on, you will know the patterns that you may do. And once you have chosen your pattern, remember to fold the t-shirt properly and tie it well. Tying. Tie your folded t-shirt properly. Use rubber bands. Make sure to tie it tight. Soaking. Before you apply the dye colors, soak the t-shirt first in the water, preferably warm water. Coloring. Put the dye colors in each squeeze bottle. You may use more than one color in dyeing your t-shirt. When coloring your t-shirt, you may place it on top of a wire rack with a basin below it so that you may control the colors that you are applying on. You may also use other alternatives such as baskets, tray, or plastic bags. Rinse and wash. Let your t-shirt set for 6 to 8 hours. After that, you may rinse the fabric in water to remove the extra dyes. When the water is almost clear, take off the rubber bands and hang it to dry. You can apply repetition in your design. You can do this by repeating the colors, shapes, and lines in doing your tie-dye. Excited to see the patterns? Let us watch this video on how to do the folds according to its patterns.
To recap the video, let us review again the different tie-dye folds. Spiral. Pinch the t-shirt in the middle, then twist it clockwise so that you will make a spiral pattern. Double spiral. Fold the t-shirt first in half diagonally,
then pinch the center and twist to make the spiral pattern. Tie the t-shirt layer by layer like a sliced cake. For the bullseye, just lay down the t-shirt on a flat surface, then pinch and pull it upward to make the t-shirt looks like a closed umbrella. Tie the t-shirt layer by layer. Use the technique of fan folding in doing this pattern.
You may do the same process with the horizontal and vertical stripes. Tie the t-shirt layer by layer. Polka dots. Simply pinch a small portion of the t-shirt anywhere you desire, but do not pinch it too much. With this pattern, you can create shapes out of combined polka dots. Donuts.
Same process with the polka dots, but this time you will add another layer. It is like a small bullseye. Now that you have learned about tie-dye, always remember these concepts. Tie-dye helps us to reuse old fabrics or clothes by applying colorful dyes on it. By folding and tying it, we can achieve our desired pattern and choose colors that is suit and best to our interest. I hope that you have learned the lesson I prepared for you. Practice what you have learned by doing our activity. Don't hesitate to leave a message if you have questions or if you need assistance. See you!